Hey everybody, Flyersguy here to remind you that on December 5th, 2025, it's the 200th episode of Back in the Day. That's right, folks. I'm celebrating my 200th episode of Back in the Day. It's going to be Back in the Day 200th episode celebration, and a look back, and a look back at 3 years of entertaining nostalgia here on Back in the Day. It'll be a 200 episode celebration, as it's the Back in the Day 200th episode. It'll be coming December 5th, 2025, exclusively on my YouTube channel. So, we're going to take a look back at many years of Back in the Day here on the Flyersguy YouTube channel. I cannot believe that I am at 200 episodes of Back in the Day. So I'll see you all on December 5th, 2025. Hey everybody, it's me, Flyersguy, and welcome to another edition of Throwback Flyersguy. In the last episode, I talked about my memories of 2005 and 2006. In this video, I'm going to talk about my memories of 2006 and 2007. So for a recap, around 2006, 2007, around 2006, the Flyers season started off in an embarrassing fashion. I officially turned 20 on December 8th. 2006. Flyers lost to the New Jersey Devils in week of my birthday 2-0. And on Christmas that year I ended up getting Sega Genesis collection. Capcom Collections Volume 1. And the Flyers 10 Greatest Games DVD, and also Final Fight Streetwise for the PS2. Getting into New Year's, and during that day, me and my nephew, not that day, my nephew was playing one of his Tony Hawk games on my PS2 at the time. Me and my dad checked out the Flyers 10 Greatest Games DVD box set. A lot of great games on that DVD box set, by the way. Shortly after this, we end up heading to my Uncle Paul's house on the New Year, 2007. Another fun time at my Uncle Paul's house. I also forgot to mention that in 2006 I got a new Nintendo DS game. New Super Mario Brothers on Nintendo DS back in 2006. Forgot to mention that. So we get to New Year's Day. We have a good time at Uncle Paul's house. We all end up driving home, back to the house. And actually on New Year's Eve, I met somebody, a new friend at times. They're like really cool guy. That I just become real good friends with. And it was around New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, that I officially met this new guy. It was Hillary Tanner's Deli. He was a pretty cool guy. And the roster of employees at Tanner's Deli was growing in numbers. So that was the cool thing about him hiring new employees. You always met someone new. And the first time I met him, going into that year of 2007, my MySpace started really taking off around late 2006 into 2007. Into 2007. And I was pretty happy about that. I even knew how to create my own backgrounds as well, which was pretty fun. Now to add my own playlist to it as well. Going into 2007 January, we got into the month of February, and two of my female friends at times, we ended up leaving to go back to school with college, and we traveled up to Cancun, New Mexico for a trip, for a vacation. So I didn't see them for about a couple of weeks. Until late March, they came back around. They came back around. This was pretty cool. I had a lot of fun hanging out with them again. Getting into the month of April, we go into Easter. And during that time, during the Flyersguy, which Papa Dory got knocked out by New York Ranger Colton Moore, I was devastated at this. Going into 2007, around 2007, get into the month of April, and we go out to dinner that day. The restaurant with my grandma and my Uncle Paul. At the time the Flyers were playing the New York Rangers, so we listened to the game on the radio. Flyers hung in there, but it was a devastating loss for the New York Rangers that season. This was also the re-emergence of some new players for the Flyers. During that time, Peter Forsberg's contract had been traded away. Forsberg officially left the Philadelphia Flyers. And the Flyers ended up getting players like Scotty Elshaw, goaltender Martin Biron, and also at one time, Michael Layton was a call-up to the team for the Philadelphia Flyers. We get into the month of April, the Flyers get an impressive victory over the Boston Bruins in overtime with a goal by Scotty Elshaw. The Flyers then lose game against the Maple Leafs and the New Jersey Devils. I went to visit my grandma that month as well, and visited my cousin, Paul, as well. After this, I ended up getting sick after this. I ended up getting a fever. I did not feel well for a couple of days. During Easter, I got a lot of cool Easter candy. It was actually pretty good. I also remember getting an Xbox 360 that year. I ended up trading in my NHL, copy of NHL 2007 for the PS2. And that year I got myself an Xbox 360. And the games that came with it came out at once. I forget what it was called, but a very popular game. I also remember getting a copy of the NHL 2007 for the Xbox 360. I was having a lot of fun with that game as well. It was a fun game, and I enjoyed it. We then went into the month of April. The Flyers have one final game against the Buffalo Sabres. During this day, it was Easter Sunday, and we went to my Uncle Paul's house, and the Flyers were playing the Sabres. The day before that, I got another Xbox 360 game, and that game was Saints Row. After the season had officially ended, the Flyers got the victory of the Buffalo Sabres. At the same time, I was at my Uncle Paul's house that day, watching the game. The Flyers won that game, and it was finally the end of one of the worst Philadelphia Flyers seasons of all time. I also went to the Flyers Islanders game in April, so I got a haircut that day as well. We then went into the month of May. We had Labor Day, Memorial Day. The whole family was here. We all just chilled out in the backyard. Around this time, I visited my school. I was in Wonder Memorial School, and I went for a visit. Got to see my old music teacher and all my old teachers. I even got to sing with the music teacher as well. I could tell my singing voice started really running out at the time. It wasn't sounding too good. We get into midsummer around June. We go to one night later my Uncle Paul's retirement party. And it is a fun time. I ended up singing at that as well. At the time, my friend at the deli was upset about something. So I hung out with her and kept her company for a little bit, and then we went to my Uncle Paul's retirement party. It was really fun. I enjoyed it. Then we get into the summer. We end up going to a party. We was at my cousin's house at the barbecue. And we were all hanging out, just having a great time. They also hired a guy who was playing the guitar, and he took requests. Had a lot of fun. I gave him some great song requests as well. Beginning to the month of the summer, we go to my cousin Joe's wedding, where he officially got married. It was a fun time, a lot of great dancing, just a good old fun time with my family. We get in the month of Labor, late in the month of July. We go down the shore, and this was our last trip down the shore in 2007. When I was down the shore, we all went down to the boardwalk, and we all just relaxed. We all just relaxed. We all just relaxed. We all just relaxed that year. And during that year, I was immature. I didn't have a computer. So I borrowed my cousin Matt's laptop computer. Made a couple new friends on MySpace. And I also found out that the Philadelphia Flyers officially signed Danny Briere to the team. They also ended up with a few new pieces for the hockey team as well. They not only signed goaltender Danny Briere, but they also signed defenseman Kimmo Timonen, Scott Hartwell, and Joffrey Lupul. After we got through the month of July, it was around August, and that year I got a new game for my Xbox 360. And that game was Viva Pinata. Very fun game, by the way. Kind of like a world building game, but really fun. And I ended up digging deeper and deeper into YouTube. And this is where I started getting into a lot of new stuff on YouTube. This was also the year that I learned to not take things so seriously and not be so sensitive. And I learned a lot about that from my friends at the deli. They helped me see that I should just lighten up. That I should just take it easy and not worry about things. And not be so sensitive. And I'm happy I learned that from all of them at the deli. It made me a stronger person. It helped me grow as a human being as well. Sometimes in life, you just have to lighten up. And you just have to not sweat the small stuff. You know, thank them for that. I really do. I really learned a lot from all of them. They're all my good friends. They're very inspiring. We get into the month of September. Or maybe it's not. We get into September. And me and my dad, we get our preseason games. Went to a game against the Devils. I think we went to a game against the Capitals as well. And that was a fun time. Really enjoyed those preseason games. This Flyers team actually looked pretty good. They looked rejuvenated and ready to go. And get into the month of October. And it's the day of the season opener. Or the home opener for the Flyers. Flyers had started their season on the road. A Western Canadian road trip. Their opponents, first opponent was the Calgary Flames. And their second opponent was the Vancouver Canucks, who the Flyers handled very well. It was a blowout victory. Then it was the day of the home opener. My dad, me and my mom and my dad, were going to try to find a new handicap accessible house down the shore that year. And here's how it all went down that year. The house that we had rented. I think either somebody ended up buying it or it was torn down. I forget. So me and my dad and my mom, we drove all the way up to Seattle City in October to look for a new house to rent for a short trip. Unfortunately, we had no luck in that trip down the shore in 2007 was the last one that we would have. Let me tell you, I miss it. I really do. I miss that. I really miss that. So we get into the month of October. And me and my dad watched the Philadelphia Flyers or the New York Islanders. The Flyers won that game. And it was a pretty good win. Flyers had a pretty good record in October. Getting into the month of November, the Flyers lost against the Devils. And it was a pretty big loss, but I wasn't ready to give up. I then went to a game against the Carolina Hurricanes around October. Flyers won the first game, but lost the second game to the Hurricanes a week later in the shootout. You then get into the month of November. I think I remember going to a Flyers-Sabres game. I think the Flyers ended up winning or losing, I forget. We're getting to October. Didn't do much for Halloween, but it is what it is. And things are going pretty well. In the month of October, that month, I got a copy of NHL 2008 for the Xbox 360. And I enjoyed it. Unfortunately, my ability to play video games started to wear off. My hands were getting tired. I was losing my muscles, losing the strength in my hands. So that was pretty much it for that. Going into the month of November, we then get into a Thanksgiving holiday. It's a pretty fun time. Thanksgiving officially ended. I think I remember going around to Tom's Deli that year, in 2007. Things on MySpace were going pretty well. I had met a new friend on there, but really didn't interact with her until later that year, a year later. We get into the month of December, and it is officially my 21st birthday. My 21st birthday. We ended up inviting my friends from the deli, my whole family, and everyone, almost everyone, my whole family, and my friends were there as well. It was a pretty good time. We had a lot of fun that year. I even drank an alcoholic beverage for the first time. Well, not all of it, but I tried it out and it's pretty good. Shortly after that, after my birthday, we had a lot of leftover food. After my birthday had ended, I started going on to YouTube, and for the first time, I discovered new YouTube channels. The Irate Gamer and the Angry Video Gamer. They're the funniest YouTubers I've ever seen. We get into the year after Christmas. We get around to Christmas 2007. And at the time, I got some really cool stuff for Christmas that year. I don't exactly remember what I got for Christmas, it was pretty epic. I was out visiting the deli after Christmas, I thanked everyone for their gifts. During the summer of 2000, so the Simpsons movie officially came out in theaters. Christmas that year, I remember getting the Simpsons movie on DVD and really enjoying it. Such a funny movie. Shortly after that, after Christmas was over, after Christmas was done, we were officially getting ready to ring in the new year, 2008. And this is where I'm going to end the video. In my next video, hold on a second. And that's it for my memories of 2006 and 2007. In my next episode, we see a certain Philadelphia hockey team trying their absolute best to get into the playoff picture. I also end up meeting a new friend on MySpace, and things start to turn around for me in 2008. So that's it for this episode. In my next episode, I'll be talking about my memories of 2007 and 2008. Till next time, everyone. Till next time.